So the Nintendo Switch OLED is out today, and it seems as though the dock itself may be 4K ready. Welcome back, my friends, for another video here on the channel. Today I wanted to talk about some pretty potentially exciting stuff, but again, don't get too excited because it could mean nothing at all. Doesn't mean anything will come out of it, but it's pretty exciting. So first off, if you didn't hear a while ago, we talked about this here on the channel. Basically, apparently the rumor was that Nintendo asked a bunch of different developers to get their they get their games 4K ready. Now, that obviously nothing came out of that yet, but with this new information regarding the dock, it could mean that there is some hope in the horizon beyond this. So basically, YouTuber Nintendo Prime, they basically kind of dissected the console. They kind of tore it down, and they noticed that the HDMI in there is a different HDMI port than what's in the normal dock. So to kind of explain this to you, basically the normal dock has HDMI 1.4. Now, HDMI 1.4 is not capable of anything higher than 1080p 60 frames per second. But here's the big thing. But HDMI 2.0 and 2.1 are 4K ready, and apparently this new dock is HDMI 2.0. Now, if you've watched some of my content on my other channel, I talked a lot about the HDMI, 2.0 and 2.1 and all that, and 1.4 when the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S came out. Talked a lot about that over there. And so basically, HDMI 2.0 is capable of producing 4K at 60 FPS. HDMI 2.1 is capable of doing 4K at above 60, so 4K 120, for example, right? That's why if you heard, with the Xbox Series X and the PS5, they say if you want 4K 120, you need HDMI 2.1. But what a lot of people don't realize is you only need HDMI 2.0 for 4K 60. So the fact that they've swapped out the HDMI port is kind of interesting. It almost seems like they're future-proofing themselves, because if they have no plans at all to go 4K, there's no reason. There's really no reason for them to switch from 1.4 to 2.0, beyond that. I mean, it was fine as is. If they were just going to keep it at 1080p docked anyways, 1080 60, I don't see really any reason why they would change it to 2.0. So the fact that they have changed it to 2.0 is pretty telling. That it seems as though, especially when you couple it with the rumors of them asking developers to get their games 4K ready, it seems as though they do have plans at some point to have 4K docked, right? Maybe right now they wanted to start off with some enhancements of the handheld mode. That's why we have a new kickstand, we have the OLED screen, all that different stuff. But most of that is handheld, right? Some of the stuff in the OLED version is, docked mode as well, like a bigger internal hard drive space, right? More storage, double than what's in the standard Switch, from 32 to 64 gigs. Of course, we also have the dock that has an Ethernet port built in, but that sacrifices one of the USB ports, obviously. Different things like that. But now the fact that this is HDMI 2.0 in the Nintendo Switch OLED is pretty exciting, because like I said, it could mean that Nintendo is planning to come out with 4K at some point. Otherwise, I don't know why they would change it from 1.4 to 2.0. Maybe just because 2.0 has become more of the standard. Maybe just like, well, might as well kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know if that's really what they're thinking would be. But anyways, I wanted to quickly touch on that. I wanted to talk about that really briefly because I thought it was very interesting. And, like I said, it was kind of interesting also, coupled with the fact, like I said, with the developers. And then also there's actually a patent that was made public that suggested that Nintendo is working on its own upscaling technology, kind of similar to NVIDIA's DLSS. So if that's also true, I mean, there's so many different rumors going on right now. If that is also true, then all these things together seem to be pointing towards the fact that, we may very well at some point get that quote-unquote Nintendo Switch Pro. I don't know if it's going to be called that, but basically, being able to do 4K in dock mode. That'd be really, really exciting. I don't know if it's going to happen. Nintendo, they could come out next month and be like, hey, we're doing it. They could come out in like a year, or maybe it never happens. You never know. They always announce stuff really last minute. So it could come at any point. We just don't know. If it does, I'll let you guys know as soon as possible here on the channel. So keep it locked for a bunch of other Nintendo gaming content. And let me know, did you guys pick up the Nintendo Switch OLED? And did you also pick up Metroid Dread? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys soon in another one. Stay safe, stay well, and until then, game on.